Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about the 9-star rarity Tisah weapons because we finally have confirmation of all the weapon potentials, their stats, all of that stuff on the global servers. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to get out of the way is a huge shout out to Emiko for actually getting the Tisah Katana, congratulations on that, and second of all, showing me the weapon potential as well as answering any questions I had. So the very first thing I want to show off is of course the weapon potential of the katana, and yes, the JPS wiki was actually correct. As you can see over here, Dance Obscura unit level 6, potency plus 32% and plus 1% potency every 5 seconds to a maximum of 5% potency. However, you lose 1% potency every time you take damage. Now we did test this and you can only lose a maximum of 5% potency. So the minimum amount of potency you're going to get from this weapon is going to be 32%, and then this extra 5% is what you can gain and what you can lose depending on whether you get hit or not get hit, okay? Another thing to keep in mind is this 5% is multiplicative on top of this potency, all right? So it's actually a lot more than just 37%. It actually gives a little bit more since it's multiplicative and not additive. The next thing I want to show over here is Emiko's build, because they are literally fully min-maxed until Mastery 5 comes out. When Mastery 5 comes out, you will be switching out the Spy Trippable over here for Mastery 5 when that comes out, simply because Mastery 5 should give you 3.5% everything, so that's potency, potency floor, as well as damage resistance. But for now, Emiko has the best in slot build. As you can see over here, it gives you a whopping 159.2% all potency. So that's melee, range, and technique. This is absolutely disgusting how much potency they get on all of them. And on top of that, if you look at the damage adjustment, it's 60.9% to 100%. That's actually still really good. They have 194 photon power and 944 HP. And their battle power is a whopping 3,918. It's absolutely bonkers. Now do keep in mind they are using the Clear Suit armor, so they do lose a lot of damage resistance. As you can see, it's minus 15.7%. So this is still considered sort of glass cannon, but with the amount of HP you have and photon power and the insane amount of damage, at the cost of only damage resistance, I still think this is actually a really good trade-off. The reason why I didn't like a lot of the older augments or armors was because it came at a cost of like HP or resistances and other things other than just defense. So these augments are definitely going to be our endgame augments later down the line, especially when people start getting new armors and new weapons in 2 or 3 months time. So we are going to be looking at High El Domina, the XD Capsules, Giga Master, Hal Finale, Gladius Soul, and eventually Mastery 5 as well. That's pretty much going to be your 6 augments and you are good to go. Extremely expensive, however, for your armors, I think it's going to be really worth it since we don't really upgrade our armors that often. So this is their first piece. It's all of these augments with Fixa Performa 5. Their second piece is a Fixa Performa 4, again same augments, and their third piece is a Fixa Performa 3, again with all of the same augments. And if we look at the weapon, it's also the same augments, all across the board, very even. Now the power of the Tisah weapons and 159% potency is they are able to do dual quest phase 1 without any Defi capsules, and of course they can do phase 2 without any of the Defi capsules either. So this is something you guys might want to look into if you just don't want to deal with the Defi capsules. However, these augments are really expensive if you want to get all of them. So just keep that in mind, because it's definitely going to be cheaper to just have another piece of armor and throw a bunch of cheap Defi capsules in order to do dual quest phase 1 or phase 2 than building this ultimate armor over here. And if we look back at the dual quest over here, they did complete the Kavaris AMS one in 3 minutes and 38 seconds. So that was an A rank without any Defi capsules. It's actually pretty impressive. But now we need to come to the Visi phone over here because the site is finally back up and they have updated a lot of things because we now have enough data. As you can see over here, the Tisah Katana, it is now the correct weapon potential, as we just saw from those screenshots. However, another weapon that I want to show off is of course the Tisah Soaring Blades. So Soaring Blades is considered a melee weapon. However, as you can see, it gets the receptive unit weapon potential. So this is actually the technique one. So this is the one where you get 36% potency, offensive PP recovery plus 15%, natural PP recovery plus 20%, damage resistance plus 30%, however at the cost of minus 30 PP whenever you take damage, and of course all of these effects kick in 10 seconds after being equipped. but this is disgustingly powerful. And since I know Chrono plays Soaring Blades, if he ever got this weapon, like, it's just god tier. However, I know a bunch of you guys are probably asking, okay, Caro, we know the Tisah weapons are awesome, but like nobody's ever gonna get them because the drop rate's so silly low. So what's the best way to farm for them? So I did reach out to the players who actually obtained the Tisah weapons, and so far it seems to drop in 3 locations. The first one is level 67 Gigantics. When you're fighting in the open field, when there's a Storm Gigantic spawn, you go out and you kill them. The second way was actually farming in the combat zone, so it did drop from an elite mob or a boss mob. So do keep in mind that the ones that I know of did drop from a boss mob and not from a regular mob. So yeah, take that as you will. You know, again, the data pool is so low, or the drop rate is so low, that we don't actually know if trash mobs drop it, but from the ones that did drop, it dropped from elite/boss mobs. And then the last one was actually the limited time quest. Yes, the Sonic quest, someone did get a Tisah weapon from running the Sonic quest. So what conclusion do we come with all of this data? It's kind of like, well, it drops from everything, you know, everything that said it drops a Tisah weapon drops a Tisah weapon. The only issue is the drop rate is incredibly silly low, so that really does suck, and you kind of just have to hope that you get it, or you just farm like me with the intention of farming something else, and you just pray to RNGesus that you actually get a Tisah weapon drop. But yeah, you know, chances are pretty low that you're gonna get it. I think the majority of players are gonna get their 9-star rarity weapons in August when they do implement a craftable version or a more easier to obtain 9-star rarity weapon. And hopefully they introduce new armors as well during the August update, because then we will be ready to invest heavily into our armors and weapons, and that will hopefully carry us for many months to come.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!